What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. Today is going to be a different type of video, all right? We're doing like a podcast type stream today, and we're playing Yakuza 0. You know, my friend, she told me about this game. I mean, I knew about it. I played Yakuza before. I played the whole franchise before, but it was a long time ago, and I played like bits and pieces at friends' houses. I never played throughout the whole game. So I know pretty much a lot. So since I did know a lot, and my reactions won't be as genuine, I said, okay, then let me just stream this. I'll start doing this with all games that are probably not the most popular thing to be playing, or a game I just want to play, but because I know how it's going to go, the reaction won't be legit. I'll just play it, enjoy the game, and talk a little bit as we play. Since I've noticed doing a couple of my videos, especially my reaction videos like Jump Force or any type of game like Minecraft, where it's basically more or less just stalemate in terms of a whole bunch of not a lot of action going on, or I'm not actually playing it, or I'm grinding. I do a whole bunch of talking, and a lot of people be wanting to hear the whole subjects and stuff I be talking about. So you know what, let me start back to podcast streams. And instead of just doing podcast streams without doing anything, just straight talking, I said, let me also be showing something and do things, you know what I'm saying? So that way you guys can see how I play a game, or just see something in the back as I'm talking. So that's what we're going to be doing today. So you guys enjoy these and want to continue seeing more, I'll end up posting more. If you want to see them more frequently, like, subscribe, comment down below if you do, and that you're doing all these things, and let's get straight into it. So I usually just start talking, right? And I don't just think of what I'm going to say beforehand, but literally something did come to mind. So I was scrolling through Twitter, and so let me put it like this on One Piece. I have seen, I'm about to lie right there, I just started watching One Piece. I've been keeping up with the manga for a long time. So I read throughout all the stuff. I don't own too many of them myself, but I read through all the manga. So I'm already caught up with Wano, everything dealing with what's going on. I'm not gonna spoil anything though. So besides one thing, which is not really a true spoiler, because I mean, you either seen it or heard about it. So I've been watching it recently, and I've gotten all the way up to Impel Down. Right now, I just got to the part where they, about to throw in some filler episodes before they get right back to the action. And I was scrolling through Twitter while I was watching that episode, and I saw, which I hope is straight fake and just fan-made accusations, that Yamato will not actually be joining the Straw Hats, and that Luffy will tell her, if you can't go by Yamato and you keep going by Odin, you're not gonna be a part of the group. Now, I don't know what to think at this point, because I could definitely see Oda doing that. I could definitely see him doing that. So it worries me, because from the very beginning, because this is the end game now, the show will be completed in the next 7 years, I think. So I remember Luffy saying at the very beginning that he wanted 10 crewmates. I think it's what? Nami, Zoro, Sanji, Chopper, Robin, Jinbei, Brook, Frankie, and himself make 9. Yeah, he wanted 10. So I don't know about we all. I knew Carrot wasn't joining. I don't care if it's unpopular opinion or not. I just knew she was not joining. Like, come on now. So because I knew she wasn't joining, that she would actually add nothing significant to the group, I said, we're going to end up getting a new crewmate soon. As soon as we got the Wano, well, not as soon as we got the Wano, but as soon as the whole thing's dealing with Wano started, and we got introduced to Yamato, I knew right then, I said, okay, this is our girl. This is the one that's going to join the group. I knew that because of how they showed her around, because they did the same thing to her as they did to, I forgot her name. The one from Alabasta, the princess. Did the same thing to her. And the only reason why she didn't join the group is she gonna come in later on party in-game with the 3 ancient weapons. So I said, okay, Yamato has no dealings with the ancient weapons. She's definitely gonna join the group. So as soon as we kept going on and on, and I read that she said she wanted to join the group. She literally said that after the whole fight. I'm not going to say who won and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you already know, whether you meant to know or not to know. So I'm just going to say spoilers ahead. I'm about to start spoiling. So spoilers now, and I'll put a timestamp when I stop talking about spoilers, okay? When I stop talking about it in general. When Luffy won after the battle, she said she wanted to join Straw Hats, and Jinbei said you're going to take it up with the captain. He didn't really want it. That scared me right there, but she said she wanted to join. So right there was already. But so did Phoebe. That's her name. Phoebe said the same thing too. So I was like, oh my God, I don't know. And this thing kept going on, and they all took the bath together. She was in there with the boys because she go by. So I'm not getting too deep into it because I'm not sure 100%. Not even the fan base know. But for what I'm getting from it, it's not more or less that her pronouns are he or him, because she didn't really like when Kaido did all that. It's more or less she loves Odin so much and admires him and respects him. She wants to carry on his legacy and be Odin. So with being Odin comes being a dude. At the same time, though, she knows she's a female and she wants to go by a female. She just wants to also be called by Odin. But since she also doesn't care about, I'm pretty sure 100% because Luffy and them are nice, and she respects Luffy because of Ace, and respects him. She didn't care about being in the same bathhouse. So all that plays in the fact why she was in there. So the fact of the matter is, I said, okay, yeah, she joined the group. But then in the back of my head, I was like, well, didn't Phoebe also take a whole bath? But she didn't take it with the whole group. She was with Nami. And I was like, I'm just going to keep hoping so. So then she goes to fight Green Bull. And the rest of the crew didn't go. I said, okay, that's maybe because of Momonosuke. So then I get to where they're deciding where to go. Now, she's not there yet. And in my opinion, I stopped reading there or that was the end. I can't exactly remember. But then I was scrolling through Twitter just the other day while I was looking at that filler episode I told you, and I saw what I saw. So, me personally really want her to join the group because one, it will add another female to the group and a powerful one at that, one that can defend herself. Nami and Usopp really got some big ups after the time skip. They can now defend themselves to a degree and fight good. Usopp has haki and perfect observation haki. I don't know if Nami has it. I forgot or didn't pick it up. I can only assume everybody, no, because Chopper doesn't have haki. Well, I don't know, but the fact of the matter is they're all clean now. They're all clean. Robin always been clean. She even awakened her devil fruit, I think. I think she awakened her devil fruit. So, with all that being in place, I said she would make a perfect addition. And that way, with her in the group, we'll actually have all 10 members going into the end game. Not to mention, since the end game is going to be dealing with the 3 weapons up against the world government, Buggy has Mihawk and what's his name, Crocodile working for him. Like we got everything ready, and Shanks getting more involved. Coming up on Blackbeard, Sabo's been captured. All this would be perfect to have Yamato. Because with Luffy Gear 5, he's already broken. It's as if Naruto would have kept Baryon mode as regular mode and Kurama would have never died. Like, no threat. So with all that in place, I'm like, okay, I really need her and I really want her. And the whole thing is now, if he really doesn't add her, and I know it's going to basically be implied that she'll get added after the show, but that's kind of like what I hope happens with Stranger Things. I have nothing against, dang, I can't think of their names right now, even though I just finished watching it just last week and a half again. Will and Mike, even though I have nothing against them two dating, it just feels off. Yeah, I guess you could go back now that you know how he likes him. You can go back throughout the whole show and nitpick the stuff out, but it doesn't look like it was planned that way the whole time. More or less, Will just liked Mike as a friend. And was jealous when Elle showed up, because all the other two, Dustin and Lucas was up first, didn't want her in the group when they first ran across her, so it was like that. So then I said, okay. But to make them date would feel kind of forced, because then you would have to break up Elle and Mike, and they made up at the end. They really didn't have any real reason to break up from each other, so unless they kill her off, which I really think either Dustin or her would die, or Stevie or somebody by the end, I said, okay. But if nothing like that happens and they all get to be together by the end, to have Mike with him, with Elle, it's like, Mike with Will is like kind of feel forced. So I was then hoping that the theory of the show end, people think the show ends as D&D. Now, I think the show, if they end it with them playing D&D as kids, and then you see the things are now starting to actually happen, then you got your confirmation. All that does exist in that world. So all that does happen. So everything we saw is basically we saw into the future. And then, okay, I'll be content with that. Because I now know all that does happen, we just saw in the future. And now we got back to the present at the end of the show. And it's that type beat. But with One Piece, with her joining the Straw Hats at the end, it's like, but she wasn't there the whole time. So yeah, we got her at the end, but unless she ends up being fighting with them on a regular or hang out with them on a regular, we feel kind of cheated. And Yamato really needs to be in the group. I personally want her in the group, and a lot of people want her in the group. And she became a fan favorite, especially with her Devil Fruit. We'll have another zone in the group, because right now we have 2 non-Devil Fruit users that are OP, Zoro and Sanji. We have 2 support characters with non-Devil Fruits. That's Sanji and Nami. We have two mix. When I say mix, like we have our extras that are very powerful in their right. Jinbei, a non-Devil Fruit user, and Brook, a Devil Fruit user. So like a mix between the Sanjis and Zoros and the Namis and Usopp. I don't know why I said it's plural. So they're like the mix. And then we have Luffy, he's the captain, he's the one on to be off. He has like a Paramecia and Zorn. And the stuff he could do is kind of almost like a Dragon Logia 2 with throwing lightning and fire on his attacks and stuff. So we have him. He's like the one on the be all. And then we have Chopper, a Zorn. Having her would make another Zorn in the group, and then everything would be balanced. Because Luffy like to fight alone anyway. So it will be perfect. Everybody got their duo. You got the monster duo, even though I know it's the monster trio. I'm just saying that because Luffy likes to be by himself. You got the monster duo, the supporters, the Devil Fruit, the support fruit users, and the Zorn users. It would be perfect to have her in. And I'm just worried they don't add her. All right, I'm just worried they don't add her. It would be a travesty if they don't add her. Tragedy. And that's just my take on it. You know, if you don't want her in the group or you want her in the group, comment down below. I would love to see your opinion on it or how you think it will go. But I really want her to be in the group. But since I am a realist, it does look more and more like she's not going to be in the group, even though a whole bunch of YouTubers, theorists, fans, they all thinking the same thing, that she'll end up being. They all basically confirmed it as if it's been confirmed. But we really have not gotten any concrete evidence. And we know, and you can just tell from certain things like this, from watching anime or fiction in general, like any type of show or something, you'll know when something or someone is going to be in a group or be used more, depending on how it goes about it. And the way they're going about this, like they're trying to beat around the bush, it's almost as if they don't really want to say she's not going to join, even though they know she's not. And it just hurts, man. It hurts. Because I would love for her to join. It just seems right for her to join. Like, if she joined, anyway. Getting past One Piece, have you guys seen, heard, or played Fortnite recently? Because if you have, they added Dragon Ball in there. I seen the memes, okay? Now, me personally, it's like this, right? I know how the community gonna end up seeing the shows because of Fortnite. So it's like, of course, as somebody who plays it every now and again, not like I used to at all, mainly with my friends or cousins. Of course, I would love to have the skin. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna get it. I won't be able to get a battle pass anymore, because that'll be all my V-Bucks pretty much, and I'm not gonna pay. I'm not adding my money in that game ever again. But pretty much, it's like, I know it's gonna look cool. I know it's cool, but then it's like you see the memes and people showing up because of it, and it hurts, right? Like the disrespect on Naruto. Now you better get it on Dragon Ball. And it's like they really coming at Jump's throat. And the only one left is Luffy, and that boy better keep running. That he just got Gear 5. Give it a couple months, and you already know they're gonna have him in the game too. And it's like, people have mixed feelings on it. Fortnite in general, Fortnite to me died around season 10. I know a lot of people say 9. But I was able to tolerate 9. You know, I was able to put up with 9 a little bit. I was able to tolerate it. To me, the peak Fortnite they had 2 peaks. Because I can't really decide between the two. And it's mainly because when I started playing, how I started playing in both groups. All right. I started playing season 1 and didn't get a power pass in season 4. So that was more memorable to me. Not to mention, I met my first group, Team God Squad. Met them and we were balling out in season 4. And then as soon as we kept playing, we all stayed friends, but we pretty much They disbanded the group by the end of season 6. But then by that point, by the end, I ended up meeting my homie Ryan. Now we don't talk much anymore, but I ended up meeting him by the end of season 6, going on 7. Like midway to the end of season 6, going on 7, I met him, and we started playing. We were like a duo team up, and we were just balling up. I said 6. So wait, the group broke up around, I said season 4, the group broke up around end of season 5. Season 6 is when I met Ryan. We were doing it out, we even won some tournaments, and then we stopped playing Fortnite, and then, because of school and stuff, and then in season 7, you know, the Christmas season, basically, the ice one came in. I really love that season too, another peak, because then I met my other team, Team Lickmine, and we were just balling. I mean, we had a cycle out of we had 12 members, so we would cycle out our squads, but we also had our 3 main squads we all typically stayed with. And I typically stayed with, and I can give out the running, I'll just give out the gamer tags. I think it was Lick My Ear. I know, don't even talk about that. I had Lick My Smash King, though I always played on my regular Smash King account. But whenever we did tournaments, I switched to Lick My Smash King or Lick My King. I can't remember which one it was. And it was Lick My Ear. It was Lick My, I hope it's not Lick My foot or toes, so I can't exactly remember. And the other one was Lick My Tongue. I know, right? And we were just balling. And we would cycle out between members, but it was mainly those 3 and me, and we were balling. So season 7 was like a peak, and season 4 was like a peak. And season 6 and 5 were good. They were really good. I really loved the beginning from 0 to season 3, obviously. And then season 8 came. And I'm like, okay, we got pirates. It wasn't bad. Volcano Mode was really fun. My brother was with his team, but we played more together in season 8. But he had his teams and stuff. We played more together in season 8. And then by the end of season 8, when the Lickmine stopped playing pretty much, and my brother's team stopped playing as much, though he would still play creative mode with them, we would play together, and we were balling out from 8 to 9. Then I started playing with my friend, my cousins. And that was after 2018. And around season 9, and then around season 9, we started balling out, and then it comes season 10. I said after 2018. 2018 was during season 10. So it was my cousins, but not the ones from after the cruise that I did my first vlog on. So season 9 came to an end, and then season 10. And when I say I played 1 or 2 matches, the mechs were annoying. After the mechs, I was done. I uninstalled the game. I was playing Say the Word for a little bit with some friends, and then after that, I just uninstalled the game. Then the cruise came around. After the cruise, it was nearing the end of 10. I hopped on. I ended up buying a battle pass and got basically my V-Bucks besides the last one, because I think I was around tier 79 or 82, because I got the last skin in the section before 100. I know that for a fact. And then it's like, I made some creative worlds, and I was basically playing all creative from season 10 to the new chapter, because season 10 was like the end of Fortnite pretty much, and I only started playing it because of my cousins after the cruise. And even then, I was not playing nearly as much. But then, after 10 pretty much, and creative, I was almost off the game, like not just off the game, but off Fortnite in general. Up until chapter 2, I said, okay, I'll come back. New map, new feeling. It was all right. Chapter 2 wasn't bad. It was picking up speed, and it's my favorite chapter. My favorite season, chapter 2, was season 4. I even remember telling my brother when we had our trio, me, my brother, and my friend, I was like, I'm starting to think that 4th season's always their best ones. And that seemed to be the case, because after season 4, besides the skins that came out that was cool, every other season after that was trash. The Rock season, I forgot which one it was, that was pretty good. But that was mainly because of the live event and all that stuff, not because of the island and actual gameplay. Fortnite as a general is now one of those games where most people make a joke about Minecraft, about how it goes up and down depending on when the updates come out. But Minecraft stays at a consistent 7. When I say 7, like people play it at a consistent 7. It's always fun to play it, depending on who's playing it. Well, Fortnite will go from a 1 to a 10 back to a 1 to a 10. And it's mainly around the events or the beginning of a new season because Fortnite is pretty much dead now to the sense of even most popular YouTubers or Twitch streamers don't even play the game like they used to. Now they play other games, other stuff. Even me, my channel started on Smash Brothers little clips from the Wii U. And then Mario Kart. Then I started posting whole videos of Minecraft. Then I started posting whole videos of any game I played. Then I know I never really posted too many of Smash Ultimate. That's because Smash Ultimate has no record feature. I didn't ever have an HD cam recorder and a capture card. And when I play with my friends, I can record a clip, then you won't hear the audio of me talking. And then I always forgot to record us as we're talking, set the whole record thing and then record the clips. Always forgot to do that. I never forget my boy Brady told me to do it one time, and I did, but it was only for a stream. I never actually posted a video, and I think I still got it, which I might go back and post it, but it's so old now, I just thought, man. But I do have some videos. I do post some of them that I do remember to record as clips, but then between school and other things and stuff coming up and me being busy, I always forget to do a whole video, like air a whole video out of it. So, and I was just playing with them recently, last month, and then I ran out of gold, but then I started getting busy again. And they pretty much understand I'm a come and go guy in the group, mainly because of how busy I get. But I'm gonna start back again, mainly so I can now record and actually play. The last time I played with all of them, I had my boy Brady spectate a fight between me and Alec. You know, we tied out. We gotta break that tie. Right now it's 4-4, but we gotta break that tie. And it's like, the reason why I don't record playing against CPUs, cause like why? I might do it one day, just so I can do one of these podcasts, and just for everybody to see just how good I am. And then at the same time, to get some practice in, gotta be rusty when I first come back. Secondly, I don't play against randoms because everybody I play against got bad Wi-Fi. Like everybody in the Salute the Sun chat and anybody in Smashers or the Cool Table, whichever one we all in the party chat with, the internet be fine. We have one dude called Swag with some bad internet, and sometimes Alec be using lag switches. Braden did have bad Wi-Fi one time, JK, but you know, playing online is just random. It's like, you know, if I got some clean internet, but even so, even when I know I have my internet fixed, like I'm not lagging on Smash, even though that's the only game I do lag on, it still be somebody else lagging. It's not guaranteed. So, and I don't want to lose all my elite rankings on all my characters I play with because I get lagged out because of somebody else's internet. Mine's I'll understand, except that somebody else's, I'll be mad. So that's why I don't typically play online. Even if I did, I would be quiet. So it's like, you just see me play. It's not really too much of, when I get serious, I play quiet. Unless I'm just joking around. Crap, unplugged this by mistake. And basically, I forgot what I even started with. I truly forgot why we even going with it, but I totally forgot. Oh yeah, basically me playing games for that. But yeah, I'll end up playing more games to stream and let it be Smash. And start recording more when I play with the guys. And now I'm lost. I'll play like these. Also, I'm paying attention to the game as I play. Don't even worry about it. I am doing that. I'm not just selling. It's just I can also multitask and talk and play games. So that's why typically I talk more doing solo games or games like these, slow pace or grinding. Because fighting games, I don't talk as much in the middle. I mean, I'm trying to focus on winning on games like this. Now, even Final Fantasy or Sonic Unleashed, the harder the fight got, the more quiet I got is talking. This, y'all just, it's not going to get so much harder than what it is. So it's not really too much of a problem. And speaking of other games, Marvel Avengers, I stopped playing it when I first got it. Not because it was a bad game, it was just like something I got tired of, and I stopped playing it, and I started back because of my cousin. And it's cool, I really like it. I wish Spider-Man would have been on it for the Xbox players, but nothing you can do about that. But one of the things I will say about the Spider-Man thing, and I don't know why I have anything against it because I don't play PS4, but I will say the swinging mechanics that Fortnite had for it, the Spider-Man, is way better than Avengers. I saw the clips. It was just bad. I just can't believe how they let themselves go like that. And speaking of Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game either just dropped or is coming out. And I don't know how they're going to have this one go with Miles and Peter in there at the same time. And I know they're bringing in Venom. I know they're going to be setting it up soon because they're doing this because of the fact that Venom's now in the MCU. Miles' second movie, Into the Spider-Verse Part 1 and then Part 2 going to be coming out years after that one. And it basically going to look like they're going to be having it soon where Miles ends up showing the MCU and then Tom ends up showing it in Sony. So I don't know if they're going to have a Miles in the MCU. I mean, they got Ned, right? So if they got Ned in the MCU, I can only assume they don't have the rights. Sony gave the movie rights to live action Miles to Disney, because if they were to do Ned and Sony, they would have to, Miles and Sony have to give him Ned because that's his guy in the chair, literally. And he would have to still be a kid. So unless they take from the animated movie straight to live action, but they still got to have Ned. So I can only assume, though Ned is not the same Ned that was with Miles, the character is now on Disney. So I can only assume that Disney going to be the one to show Miles. I just don't know who they're going to have his guy be because Ned is Spider-Man's guy. So I'm assuming they're going to go about it a different way, kind of how they did with the animated version of Spider-Man that was on Disney XD or Disney. Basically, how they had all the Spider-Man come in, and they had Miles come into this universe. He was stuck there, so eventually I guess he'll go back. And I can see that working out since they having multiverse things in the franchise going on. A whole bunch of time travel crap in different dimensions. I can see that happening. Then by the end, he goes back. But they can kind of have like a CW type way of whenever they do a live event, they can just go get him. Like every time they did a crossover on CW, they always managed to get Supergirl and the Legends back on the first Earth. So it's like, I can see that happening for real. It would be weird to see Marvel do it that way. But because they're not going into shows, I can see them bringing them over from shows. The only thing I can say about it is that unless Miles get his own show, or a Spider-Gwen or something, unless they get their own shows, it's going to be rough to pull them back from inside of a movie. That's time ticking away. Like, Endgame was so long, it was okay getting different people. You know, it wasn't like time taken away from the movie and it didn't feel rushed or anything, but to see it happening in like a regular 2-hour movie, it's just going to be like, come on, unless you somehow find a way to do it in the shows, then that would be all right. I need to drink me some water real quick. I saw earlier, as I was looking for a modded version of Gear 5 Luffy for Jump Force. Though I'm on the Switch, so I don't know how I'm going to get mines on there, since the mines are probably compatible, but it's a newer one. Somebody actually did make a really good Gear 5 Luffy mod. So at least I know there are other people that still enjoy Jump Force the way I do, me and my brother. Jump Force was not a bad game. It was more like a good dish served on a bad plate, you know. And the audience had a huge part in dealing with how the game got shown and played with, because they wanted certain things and couldn't get all these certain things. And now seeing how a multi-million-dollar game like Jump Force got treated, we all know Jump is not producing another high-quality crossover game ever. They might still do the app ones or something like that, but actual crossplay, especially, or console-compatible game between all their characters, they're not doing that again. And I can't really be too mad, because Jump Force to them seemed like a failed project. And it's a shame, because when I say you have games you can still buy online with or DLCs for, right? You literally cannot do that with Jump Force anymore. Like, I'm struggling trying to get my DLCs I paid for on the Xbox, trying to get Shoto. I luckily have the the way I always play on the Switch, I got all the DLCs. I got it on Xbox and PS4, but see, I got all my DLCs on the Switch, all the first pack DLCs, and the second one I don't have any from, but I do have Shoto on the Xbox. So I at least want him, so sometimes I can play with Shoto. And I hope they don't shut down the regular online service, but I can see them doing that. Because with 2K games, of course they do it because they have another server running. But when you really look at it, for them to, even though Jump magazine as a whole would like so rich because of their animes and manga, they could really technically keep the servers open and it doesn't hurt them. But when you look at where your money goes and where it comes from, that's technically a loss of money because you have money going to servers for a game that's not giving you back any money because they don't stop production on it. You can't even buy it online. I like Amazon. I think is where somebody got me the one for my Switch because I got this one just like last year or year before last. I got it way after they already stopped selling it in stores and stuff. I can't believe they were even able to get a cartridge with all the DLCs. Now, I'm wondering if they have one with the second pack DLCs. I highly doubt it, mainly because one, typically second pack DLCs in all games don't get their own release pack unless it's all of them at once. But seeing by the second DLC ending of the pack, the game started falling off, I doubt they made any plans to actually make any. So I doubt there's either any out there. Now I hope there's a way I can get DLCs because if it is, I want to get all of them. But I highly doubt it. Luckily and / unluckily, the only DLCs I wanted from the second one was Yodorichi, Miriam, Shoto, and that was it. I didn't really care for the rest. Those are the ones I really wanted. Of course, I would love to have had all of them, but those are the ones I really wanted. I'm not even sure if the second DLC pack actually fully released, did it? I know Shoto, Miriam, the other dude from JoJo, I forgot his name. The Golden Wind dude, pretty much, the one with the actual golden stand. So him, Miriam, Yodorichi, Shoto. That's 4. I can't think of anybody else, but I'm not even sure if everybody even came out. That's 4 DLCs I could think of right now. I'm not sure if everybody came out. But I know the first one we got All Might, Madara, the dude from Bleach. We got Bakugo, and we got Law. That's 5. That's 5. So I don't even think we got the 5th one that came out for the second pack, or if we did, I can't remember who it was. Oh yeah, wasn't it the other dude from Demon Slayer, Yuno? I think we got Yuno. Yeah, I think Yuno. Matter of fact, let me look it up right now to be sure. I think we got Yuno. No, we did not. We did not get Yuno. That was a modded, that was a custom character I saw somebody use as Yuno. Oh yeah, we did get 5. We got the dude from Yakuza. I forgot. The Sasuke looking brother with the demon eyes and all that stuff. Yeah, we got him. So yeah, we did get all 5. I totally forgot. But yeah, it's like, because of that, we're not getting another crossover one. And yeah, I know everybody wish they could have released all their characters from Jump Magazine, obviously. Like, that would have been perfect. But at the same time, you have to go by popularity, and you have to go by price on, you have to pay the individual authors to use their characters in the game. We already know that. So I guess to pay for 1 or 2 characters, because not every anime had multiple characters worth taking into the game. Like, for, let's say, I'm not 100% sure if One Punch Man is owned by Jump Magazine, but I can only assume they are. Because we know that Demon Slayer is, but they didn't make it into the game because they were recently new. Well, we can't really say that because Demon Slayer was too. Let's put it like this. You have a show like My Hero. You got the main side character and you have the teacher. They can all make it in the game. And then I know you have some characters in Jump that only have 1 character, but at the same time, they were cheap enough to get in the game. Like, I know Dai or whether that little dragon kid with the sword, that hair stick up, got the dragon aspect. I know him. I think it's Die Great Adventures. I'm trying to think in the back of my head. I can't exactly remember right now. Yeah, his name is Die. Die's Great Adventure, I think is what it's called. He was cheap enough. It was just him. But something like One Punch Man, yeah, you could get Genos, but really you only be getting two, Saitama and Genos. And who will be choosing Genos over Saitama, right? You have some, but who will really be choosing Genos over Saitama? So it's because of how Saitama moves are. And I know you can't really say that. You got Dragon Ball who has one special move and that's it, and that's finisher. So yeah, we could have gotten Saitama at the same time. Saitama and then Genos is like, okay, why put them just them two? Because they probably would plan on putting them in as a DLC. Demon Slayer, they probably would plan on putting them as a DLC too, when they ever get more material on the moves, because they didn't have enough at the time. Because then you would have somebody like Asta, who ended up getting his other form later down the line, and then you only see half of his stuff, or how you see, I'm trying to think of somebody else in there who doesn't have all this stuff. Shoot, who else? I can't exactly think. Oh yeah, like someone like Deku, who should have been able to get more of his moves in there, because he ended up getting more of it a little bit later down the line. But you know, when it comes to making money as a business, you sometimes gotta do what's best for the fans, and sometimes gotta do what's best is for you. And Jump tried, and people weren't appreciative, so you know, that's on them. We're not getting another crossover game like that. So I hope everybody enjoyed the Mugen franchise and stuff, because that's all we're gonna be getting. The little Mugen fan-made games. That's all we're gonna be getting. And they're pixelated, which is fine by me, but you're not gonna get any more high-quality good ones. It's just not happening anymore, because when they tried, everybody didn't treat it right, and now you're not getting another one. And that's just how it's gonna have to be, sadly. Wish it wasn't, because for the fans that still play it on TikTok that I see, and for me and my brother, we got hoes, but that's life, right? Can't control that. And really, the game's fighting mechanics and most of that stuff came from Dragon Ball. Majority of that came from Dragon Ball, like the way you vanish or clash, all that basic more or less came from Dragon Ball. Then you have and individual characters, fighting styles and stuff like that coming from the anime. Like the chase comes from Dragon Ball, like all that. So it's like they already paid a lot just to have the game fightability being fun and stuff. So I hope I'm not moving too close or far away from that mic. I'm switching positions every now and again as I play the game. I don't know when I'll start. I'll probably continue playing for a little bit, and then I'll end up playing the rest, or I'll probably continue playing and post the rest of the set video depending on how far I get. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing. Gotta save footage. I typically don't like posting any video on my channel past an hour, because it's like too much editing. Like I don't even like editing an hour. Like my cruise vlog was actually way past an hour. I put down an hour. One, I had to because it was a new channel. Couldn't go anything past an hour. And two, it was like 3 days worth of footage. Even though my phone died on the last day, which is why there's no third day footage, I got enough that I could have technically added it, but it was not like the fun stuff though. It was not, and I got a whole bunch of the audio clips, but you know, I say basically the second one was worth showing, and then the aftermath after that, and then I skipped straight to the end. The third would have been fun because of how dramatic it was the third day. You know, I was too caught into it actually. Hold on. I just want to say real quick that before you hear all this, one, I got some things wrong. Frieza is stronger than Goku and Vegeta as of the latest chapter. I forgot they got healed right after the fight, right before Frieza showed up. Even though they got hit a couple times, they weren't extremely as weakened as they were the other time. So whether they're on par or Frieza just a nod head, it still might be valid, but it's not like what I was saying, because I got that all wrong. And 2, Frieza didn't go to another universe. I forgot. Frieza went to his another one of those I forgot the name of it, one of those time zone little rooms that everybody go in where a day can equal a year. Frieza been training for 10 years, which means he was only in that jump for 10 minutes or 10 hours or however long, and I totally got the information wrong. Though I still believe he could have gone to another universe to find that, because for everybody in Universe 7 not to know of another space like that in Universe 7 can only mean that he probably went to another universe. So everything I said on that still might be valid, but I just had to get out there because I was bugging. That's all. Now, continue on. All right, spoilers. For the latest chapter of Dragon Ball Super. Now, I just have to say, I'm not sure if I mentioned it during this one or not. It was another podcast I did before this one. But then as I was editing this one, I realized I didn't finish. I realized I had too much to do, okay? So I paused playing the games. I just now about to finish playing the rest. So I said, all right, it works out perfectly, because I want to talk about the latest chapter of Dragon Ball. Now, I'm not going to go into too much details, even though it's spoiler. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. I'll talk about that another podcast types game thing. I guess King Talks or something. But either way, if you guys have been keeping up or aware of Dragon Ball, you know that Frieza has a newer form. Now, Frieza has always been one of those villains in Dragon Ball. Like, in terms of villains, most people tend to look at Dragon Ball as if their villains, they're not one-dimensional, but their villains are more like one-offs and then done. Like, you look at Madara, he's been like villain for the whole show and pre the show. So like before the show started all the way up to the show ended. And then Otsutsuki, I said it wrong, Otsutsuki, I hope I said it right. They have been the villains the same amount of time, if not longer. So, yeah, have been longer. So, you look at that. Oh, you look at how Bleach, you see how long Aizen have been working. Then you see the new homie. I call him new still, even though he's not really new. But see, I keep forgetting his name. Out of Naruto, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Bleach, I know all of them. But then Bleach, of course, will have to be the last one I know the most about in terms of detail, so I forget his name. You look at the Goten 13, look at the Akatsuki from Naruto. You look at the Navy/Marines from One Piece, and you look at Blackbeard. You look at everybody. Their villains are like long lasting. You look at Dragon Ball, and the one villain that somebody can really tell you about is Frieza. But then you look at Frieza as a villain, and it's like, yeah, homie was balling, but if you really look at it from the very beginning, you had the Red Ribbon Army. They got knocked off. They came at a later time with androids. Then the androids became good. Cell got knocked off. You come to the movie, you see like a little spinoff, even though they're still the Red Ribbon Army. It's not the main dude anymore. You go look at Frieza. Frieza was a huge homie that was balling. Then he gets knocked off that arc, which was perfect. He comes back as a little cyborg, feel kind of forced, still kind of good. He get back knocked off, he's gone. Doesn't come back until recent. He has his little mini thing, of course, all the way before Tournament of Power. No, Resurrection Elf. Then he come back out of the blue. Goku and Vegeta been training these years on years out the blue. Homie comes back. Boom. Homie powerful like a mug. Got a new form that's on par with God Ki. Yeah, he still lost pretty bad. He only did what he did to Goku because Goku allowed him. He only destroyed the planet because Vegeta got cocky. But at the same time, he was banging out with them that Piccolo and their other Z fighters would not have been able to do. Then after that, he comes back again. And he comes back, helped them in the tournament. Actually acts pretty decent on the tournament. You see a spinoff of him before the tournament. Then you see we let him live, bring him back. While Dragon Balls, we need to talk about that later on too. Homie said, "I bet." He leaves. He brings back Broly. Not really acting more or less evil, more like a vendetta. If anything, he's going through his Vegeta phase because Vegeta was a bad guy. Came to Namek, Raditz with, Earth. Namek, Raditz with a little one, but didn't last long. Vegeta and Nappa showed up. He popped Nappa. He's fighting them. His main goal wasn't even doing anything to Goku and them. He wanted Dragon Balls to get OP. They didn't want him to get them. He started fighting them after the fact. Then he started he was still not on the team good guys, but he was more or less had a vendetta against Goku. Forgot everything about Frieza vendetta. The whole reason why he was trying to get immortal. He was trying to go fight Goku and beat him this whole time, but he would help them out when the time arises until he finally became good during the Buu saga. And then you got him the way he is now. And then you come up and you see Frieza kind of doing the same thing, right? Frieza was extremely bad. Same way Piccolo. King Piccolo was bad. Then Piccolo Jr. He was the evil side of the good Piccolo, which is Kami. Then after that happens, Piccolo Dagon comes up. At least I might be getting some stuff mixed up by that, but I'm just saying. Then after he gets defeated, Piccolo comes. Now Piccolo has a vendetta against Goku, but he isn't necessarily bad. After he loses, he pretty much goes to his Vegeta moment, and he then helps them when the time rises until Goku died after he killed him in Raditz. Raises Gohan, pretty much became good. Officially became good on Namek. He died for Gohan. And then you see all this and that going down. I mean, he was pretty much right good before Namek, but I say officially on Namek he died for somebody else. But he was pretty much good when he helped Goku beat Raditz. And then now you're looking at Frieza after the tournament, after he dips out on Goku and Vegeta, after they fused to Gogeta to beat Broly. He was going to just kill Broly. He literally listened to him after he didn't even, of course, he's not stupid. He saw that he was losing to Broly and then they beat Broly. So, of course, he wasn't going to try to fight them. But the way he just casually accepted it and left, and Gogeta just let him leave. I mean, like, and Gogeta's half Vegeta, so he wouldn't have just let homie live unless they didn't feel like he needed to take him out. They already felt like they were more strong, more powerful than he was anyway. Then you have Beerus. I'm going to get back to Frieza, of course. That's what the whole thing's about. Then you have Beerus. Beerus isn't technically a bad guy. He's doing what must be done. Just he's doing the ugly job nobody wants to do that he has to do. And, of course, now he's buddies with everybody after the first fight. Then you have Cell. Already mentioned him. He got popped. I wish he did became good, but if he would have became good, it would have been worse than having Boo on your side. Boo is, like, really hard to control. Boo is like a Kirby that you can't control. So it's like, yeah, he's so powerful, but he's like rolling the dice. Either he's going to be too lazy or he's going to be on your side. But Cell is intellect, and he's saying, too, he would have had God Key before everybody else. I can tell you that right now. If he was still living, became good, and he was the main protagonist, because he wouldn't have given it to him otherwise, obviously. Then you have Boo. The whole thing dealing with Boo. Boo didn't want to be bad. They created him. Apparently, if margins are canon in the story and not just from the Xenoverse, there's a whole bunch of race of them. So Bibbidi made him, Bibbidi or Bobbidi, whichever one made him the way he was. Then after he went to sleep, he came back. He was pretty good, and he split like Piccolo did and Kami. He became, that bad side became bad. Good side he was staying good. So I mean, that good side was already good. So that's it. Then the bad side got killed, all this and that. He fought, fused, went to kid form, Mert, became Boo. The kid, not Boo, Oob, became Oob. He's canon, just daggone, we haven't seen him yet. And in GT, you see as he's good, but even though we haven't seen him in the main timeline, the canon one. So now we got Jiren. He wasn't really a bad guy. People call him that because of how they portrayed him in the fight. And that whole Universe 10 didn't really like them in a way. Toppo believed Goku and them were evil. So, I mean, he was like a kind of a bad guy, but his goals weren't evil at all. He was just trying to protect his universe. Now, yeah, probably if the other universe would have won, they wouldn't have brought back everybody in the universe, then that's on them. But he was just trying to save the universe at the end of the day and then beat somebody who murked all of them. And then he's pretty much cool with Goku now after the fight. So then you look at all those, and then you get back to Frieza. All right, Frieza got a new form. Already got Golden. Instead of going the way his brother did, even though we're not sure if that's canon or not, which we're pretty sure it's not, but his brother is canon, just not everything that happened in the movie probably. Instead of extending his form as a fusion between 3 and the final, homie goes crazy. And the homie goes, it's like, I just want to say it. Homie's like this. Homie goes black. And if you truly look at it, right, he goes gold to imitate Super Saiyan. Then he sees how Goku was balling out in the art. See his homie balling out in the Tournament Power art. Now, before his hair went white, his base was black. And UI, well, the M, Master UI, So he said, okay, let me be like him again. Now he got Black Frieza. All dripped, Air Force energied out. It's like the creators knew what they were doing. And it's crazy because I know Goku Black technically isn't our Goku, so he technically didn't go evil. But in the sense of we have an evil Goku, Goku hair turns pink. Where now that Frieza has worked with him enough times, and right now his main goal is just to kill Goku, and now Vegeta probably, but mainly Goku, and just leave. He hasn't mentioned really destroying anybody else, mainly just Goku. He even told all of them on Earth, he said when he came back, I can't remember if it was in the show version or movie version, when he came back, one of them versions, he didn't mention destroying anybody else. He was just saying where's Goku. And he was there waiting. And so it's like, he's not 100% evil anymore. Everybody might consider him evil, but just like Moro, was Moro truly evil, or is that really how he was supposed to be, like an extreme version of a God Destruction? He just enjoyed what he doing, no different than Beerus. That didn't make him truly evil. Now, the Heathers, now all of them, really the oldest brother, the one trying to manipulate, he might be more evil. And even though it stride from Frieza, he's more evil. The younger one just was trying to please him, so he was misguided, not evil. And the other two cared about the younger one, so they're not really evil. They were just following Big Brother. So, and then you have Granola. He wasn't evil. He was trying seeking out revenge. So then you have Frieza, like I said. So after Frieza get black, oh yeah, as I was saying, it's like the Goku black that was bad went pink, which is Frieza colors, and Frieza now almost like good. And my eyes went black, which is the base Saiyan hair color for the general Saiyans. It's just crazy to me, right? It's crazy. It's like a total swap. Frieza daggone goes black after beating what's called him. He did not even kill Granola. He didn't even go fight Granola. He knew everything that was going on apparently, so he was eavesdropping. So instead of fighting Granola, but yeah, he knew why he was fighting them. He knew that dude was a threat. So he really just went there to save him and leave. He went there, took out the threat. After taking out the threat, he kills the other dude, but didn't kill his siblings, which we all know Frieza would have done, at least a Frieza for Namek, right? Killed the other dude, then went up to Goku and Vegeta. They powered up. He basically like laughed, like, alright, knocks him out. Now he knows they're not at their strongest, so if he was really out for revenge, he would have killed them and taken satisfaction, but that's not who he is now. He knocks them out and dips. Like either I want you to get stronger and we can have an official fight, or like I don't really want to kill you now. I'm mainly want to beat you. But regardless, he just knocks them out and leave. And they've been weakened, so people don't be saying he's strong to go with Vegeta. He might be, since he was biologically, naturally, his race is stronger generally. Until power-ups, transformations comes into play, then yes, I guess you could say he's stronger than them at this point. But we really can't have an official guideline, or official saying if he's stronger until they actually have a full-out fight, because both of them were complete. Now I know you could say, well, Vegeta's whole move is to take damage, and Goku's whole thing is to avoid taking damage. So for them to both get knocked out and taking damage and actually getting hit, but like they were mad weak after fighting the literal strongest in Universe 7. So take it as you want. I take it as if he is stronger than them, it's like one nudge up. Like how when Frieza turned golden, Goku and Vegeta was still stronger than him. But the fact that Frieza didn't instantly get one tapped by Vegeta, he was trying to actually beat him. I would say Frieza was like 2 steps behind them. I say now Frieza is 1 step ahead of both of them because they were extremely weakened. And the youngest Heather, I can't remember his name right now. The youngest one was completely weakened too. Even though he kept getting stronger, obviously them jokers were doing stuff to him. All 3 of them, Granola, Goku, and Vegeta were smacking him up. So obviously he was not at what he would have been if they were never smacking him up. So Frieza came in and finished the job. Not to belittling Black Frieza at all. Obviously, homie is extremely strong. If he's not 1 step stronger than them, he's on par with them when they're fully healed. I'm just saying that as of right now, since obviously his feats now come from weakened, worn down feats. It's like if Muhammad Ali was boxing, like prime Muhammad Ali was boxing. Everybody known the man and won. And then I show up, me. And let's say I got stronger, so because if it's me right now, it's gonna be like, all right, obviously. let's say I were to just get 2 months of boxing training, I'm beefed up, and I go there and one tap Muhammad Ali with a nice clean headshot. I mean, like, sucker punch, you know what I mean? Yes, I obviously powered up. I obviously got stronger. So I'm boxing with him. So yes, I'm strong. Now, in my instance, would it put me one step ahead of him? A lot of people would say no. You lose one fight doesn't necessarily make you weaker than anybody. It's just you lost one fight. It's the majority overall. If I only played 2 games with you and I lost those 2, you might be better for me in the moment, but we can't say overall. If we play 10 and I win 8, those 2 doesn't matter. They don't matter. So it was really hard to say I'm on his level because I don't have his experience. But the valid point would be I did knock out Muhammad Ali and then get hit. So that's how I'm seeing it with Frieza and those 2. The Heather. Yes, he went there and did his business. At the same time, they were all extremely weakened. And the fact he didn't go fight Granola obviously showed he wasn't necessarily trying. I know a lot of people might be saying, well, you just said he didn't want to kill them, so obviously he held back to just knock him out, which is also valid. But since we don't have any concrete evidence on anything, this is all speculation. I believe, yes, even though he could have still been holding back, those 2 were extremely tired, and they were extremely tired and just got those types of forms during that match. Goku realized his Saiyan heritage, and Vegeta basically just had Ochigo for a week and a half. So Frieza already said the moment he left from Broly, he traveled to another universe. And I really can't see him going to Universe 10. I can't really see Toppo and them having him. I can't really see him going to Universe 6 because I can't really see the Frieza from that universe. I can't really see that Frieza caring too much about him. I forgot if his name is Frieza or not. I can't really see his race caring for him. I mean, I kind of, the same way how those Saiyans really love Goku and them, but Saiyans are jolly people anyway, besides the angry portions. And Goku and Vegeta are just those guys that listen to him. They're going to listen to him. And we saw how that Frieza treated our Frieza. So I can't see our Frieza going there with the same intentions. Whoever Frieza went to was more in the line of he went to get stronger, but he wasn't going to be nobody's dog. But at the same time, he was acknowledging it was stronger. So it was more like I go there to learn, but I ain't really saying you my master. But I can admit you stronger. I just want to learn from you. And the only universe I can think of that happening is like the Rat universe, not the muscular dude universe. I forgot Rat universe. I think he's number 2. Maybe like muscular universe dude, the one that sent to kill Goku and freeze Goku before the universe started, and Beerus went there to blow the high off of him. But seeing how he did him, I can't really see that happening. 2, I can't remember that's the same universe as where Zamasu came from. If it isn't, I can't really see him going to Goku's Black universe either. If it is, then we already know that's the same case. And I can see, the only one I can really see is either that Fox dude, the Fox universe, the Fox God Destruction universe, the Rat one, or the girl. Can't really see him going to the robot one. And I can't really see him going to the little fluff ball one. Those universes, for what we've seen, don't really look like that. So, unless they're introducing some of the stuff in Dragon Ball Heroes as universes if it's canon, or he went to one of the universes that Zeno destroyed, and since the Super Dragon Balls, the wish was to bring back all the universes that was wiped, and Zeno did wipe those universes. They came back too, unless he went back to, I think he wiped out either 4 or 6 universes. I think, well, we have, 12 now? Either there was 18 or 16 universes. Either he went back to the other 4 or 6 that came back, or the 3 I named. The Fox, the girl, or the Rat. So, but those are the universes I can see him going to. So wherever he did, he went there and he left. So, and the fact he got to our universe means either he's cool with an angel, which means if he is cool with an angel, it means he's obviously, I don't think God's instructions, I know in the heroes, they did come to our universe without their angels, but that's not canon. So unless they can actually do that regardless, I know the guys might, but unless they can do that regardless, an angel most likely took him there. So if it's an angel that took him there, and he didn't learn some new technique to travel between universes or something, then boom, he went to the other 4 or 6 universes that are white. Otherwise, he learned a whole new technique just to jump between universes. And most likely, he went back to that universe. I can't see him standing in ours because of the fact that Goku and Vegeta would just go find him. It wouldn't be immediate because they don't see him as a threat. The fact they let him live. They didn't even talk about the fact they got knocked out. They started, second they woke up, they were laughing and stuff about other things. They didn't even, that was just, not even Vegeta. So the fact that wasn't a threat means most likely Frieza not still there. And at the same time, I do believe Frieza has either a different ulterior motive. Now, Frieza might still end up being, I believe, in-game Dragon Ball. This is how I see it. In-game Dragon Ball, Frieza might end up being good. And Goku and Vegeta obviously going to become their strongest. And they're going to have a fair fight. Or it's going to go off insinuating the fight. Like they might start it. And Goku might just be Vegeta's angel. For all we know. That would be really clean if that happened. That's still showing us that Goku is still above Vegeta. Since the show is about how strong Goku wants to get the strongest in the universe. But unlike a regular angel and their god destruction, Goku wasn't born an angel, so he would not be inherently stronger than his god of destruction. So the insinuation of the fact they can still fight and it might still be equal, Goku just has more of the calmness, so he become an angel, and Vegeta has more of the ruthlessness, he's become a god destruction, and boom. It wouldn't be like a Beerus and Whis. Beerus is the strongest god destruction, but Whis is the strongest angel. Beerus might be able to be the weakest god destruction's angel, but he would not be able to be his. And that's if he even beat his weakest god destruction's angel. I only said that because Moro was smacking up what's called him. And even though, well, no, he didn't smack him up. I forgot, he broke the rule from he broke the rule for trying to. But I don't believe he just one-tapped Moro. I think he was able to hold on Moro or do something. And then the rule applied. He got wiped, but he came back, but not as angel. So, but I believe he had the best understanding of Ochi Instinct, aside from Whis. But he was not necessarily the strongest angel. So, that would be a really nice ending. And I see like a whole, the next arc dealing with Dragon Ball Super is going to be with Goku and Vegeta either doing something about Frieza in a good or bad manner. Either wherever Frieza came back with or from, dealing with that universe. And I'm pretty sure we'll find out what universe he was going at. But stuff like that. How did he even get to another universe? Was he just flying around and then got warped up by somebody or something? Did he find some Dragon Balls and go there? It would have to be some away from Earth and Namek and Granola, whatever his planet was, because obviously those 3 Dragon Balls were already used, or we would have known if he used them. Broly's just got used, so he couldn't have used those. Piccolo would have known if he went to Namek, or Dende, somebody, and he didn't use Granolas because his was in the process of being used, or going to be used, and the time when they added up for him to be able to use it by the end of that. And the only one I can see is either another universe angel or god destruction caught him up, or he went to a random obscure planet that had Dragon Balls, which I don't know how he would have found them, because Goku can't even sense the Dragon Balls. That's why we got Dragon Ball radar. If he can sense them, I'm overlooking it. But I don't think anybody can sense the Dragon Balls besides maybe another Namekian. And like I said, I hope some side details and knowledge be leaving me if it's not too important. But that's it. I actually talked over than I needed to. So I'm going to throw in some extra clips, which you probably already seeing right now of me playing. So if you guys enjoyed this, make sure you give a like, subscribe, comment down below when you're done. Don't forget to turn on the notification button so you be notified when I post new videos. And you guys really dig the whole podcast / stream aspect where I can just talk, enjoy myself. And honestly, it started off, I was going to do a stream. And I was streaming, I think I started off and I said, you know what? Just I can play, record, and I can pause and come back. That way we having it now. So it's more peaceful. I don't think I'll ever stream again unless I play with other people. But hope you guys enjoyed the video and see you guys next time. And not saying that Frieza isn't evil or won't stay evil. I'm just saying it would be nice if at the end he's more like a controlled evil, you know. The type of evil that, like, okay, I won't mess with you, I'll control my part, but you can always come stop me. That would be like a good relationship between the two, but that might just be me thinking.